Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gogoginni's travel world. Today we're diving into the 15 most dangerous places in the world to visit. The kind of places that only the most daring travelers would even think of exploring. From the desolate beauty of radioactive Chernobyl to the jagged peaks of Mount Everest, we're talking about destinations that could thrill you or terrify you. These locations test the limits of what humans can endure, offering both breathtaking beauty and treacherous dangers. Stick around to find out which deadly destinations made the list, and let me know in the comments which of these places you would dare to visit. 1. Death Valley, USA. First up is Death Valley in California, USA, the hottest place on Earth. With summer temperatures that can exceed 134 degrees Fahrenheit or 56.7 degrees Celsius, this barren desert is notorious for its extreme heat. It's called Death Valley for a reason. It's a place where people have lost their lives due to dehydration, heat stroke, and disorientation. Despite its dangers, Death Valley draws thousands of visitors every year, captivated by its otherworldly beauty. The rolling sand dunes, salt flats that stretch endlessly, and the ghostly allure of places like the racetrack playa, where rocks mysteriously move across the desert floor. But heed this warning: if you plan on visiting, carry plenty of water, avoid hiking in the midday heat, and always let someone know your plans. Out here the sun is both magnificent and merciless. 2. Mount Everest, Nepal. Next, we travel to the top of the world, Mount Everest. Standing at 29,032 feet, 8,849 meters, it's the tallest mountain on Earth, and climbing it is the ultimate dream for many adventurers. But this dream comes at a cost. The death zone above 26,000 feet, 8,000 meters, is notorious for its thin air, where oxygen levels are dangerously low and temperatures plummet below freezing. Each step can feel like a battle, and the risks of frostbite, altitude sickness, and avalanches are ever present. Since the first successful summit in 1953, over 300 climbers have lost their lives trying to conquer Everest. Despite the dangers, hundreds still flock to Nepal each year to test their limits. It's a place where the line between life and death is razor thin, and every climber must respect the mountain's unforgiving nature. 3. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, Ukraine. Our next destination is one shrouded in mystery and tragedy: the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone in Ukraine. In 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant suffered a catastrophic meltdown, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere. Today, the 30-kilometer radius exclusion zone remains largely uninhabited, a ghost town frozen in time. Visitors can take guided tours of the area, but radiation levels are still a concern. Guides carry Geiger counters to ensure safety, and tourists are instructed not to touch anything or sit on the ground. The haunting silence, the decaying buildings, and the sight of nature reclaiming the city of Pripyat make it a chilling reminder of the consequences of human error. It's dangerous, eerie, but also fascinating, a glimpse into a world left behind. 4. Danakildepression, Ethiopia. Imagine a place so hot and inhospitable that it's often called the gateway to hell. Welcome to the Danakildepression in Ethiopia, one of the lowest, hottest, and most alien landscapes on Earth. With average temperatures hovering around 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 35 degrees Celsius, and often much higher, it's one of the hottest inhabited places on the planet. This harsh environment is home to active volcanoes, toxic gases, and acidic hot springs. The vibrant colors of the sulfur springs might look beautiful, but they are highly toxic, and the ground is often unstable. Despite the dangers, the allure of this otherworldly landscape draws in the most adventurous travelers. But make no mistake, this place is not for the faint of heart. 5. Mounthuashan, China. Next, we head to China, to one of the most dangerous hikes in the world, Mounthuashan. This sacred mountain is famous for its treacherous plank walk, where visitors navigate narrow wooden planks bolted to the mountainside, with sheer drops of thousands of feet below. The death plank walk is not for the faint-hearted. There are no safety nets, just a harness and a chain to cling to as you make your way along the side of the mountain. And yet, the promise of reaching the summit and seeing the stunning views keeps daring travelers coming back. For those brave enough to take on the challenge, it's an adrenaline rush unlike any other. 6. Snake Island, Brazil. Imagine an island where you can't take a single step without encountering one of the world's deadliest snakes. This is Ilha da Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island, off the coast of Brazil. This small island is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers, a species of snake so venomous that their bite can melt human flesh. The Brazilian government has banned visitors from the island, except for scientists with special permits. The golden lancehead's venom is 5 times more potent than that of its mainland relatives, and there's estimated to be 1 snake for every square meter of the island. This is a place where nature is in full control, beautiful, yet deadly. 7. North Sentinel Island, India. North Sentinel Island in the Andaman Sea is home to the Sentinelese people, one of the last uncontacted tribes in the world. The Indian government has forbidden anyone from approaching the island, not just to protect the tribe's way of life, but also because of the real danger to outsiders. The Sentinelese have made it clear that they do not welcome visitors, often using bows and arrows to defend their home. In 2018, an American missionary attempted to visit the island and was tragically killed. The Sentinelese are fiercely protective of their territory, and any attempt to set foot on the island is met with hostility. It's a place shrouded in mystery, but one that's better observed from a distance. 8. Skeletoncoast, Namibia. The Skeleton Coast of Namibia is one of the most remote and treacherous stretches of coastline in the world. It's called the Skeleton Coast because of the numerous shipwrecks that dot the shore and the animal bones that litter the sands, a reminder of how unforgiving this place can be. Strong currents, dense fog, and roaring waves have caused countless ships to run aground here over the centuries. Even on land, the environment is harsh. The desert meets the sea, and there's very little fresh water. Despite the dangers, this eerie, otherworldly landscape draws adventurous travelers eager to witness its haunting beauty. 9. Lakenatron, Tanzania. Lakenatron in Tanzania is one of the most unique and dangerous lakes on Earth. Its high alkaline content, caused by the volcanic ash from the nearby Oldoinyo Lengai volcano, gives the lake a pH as high as 10.5, making it caustic enough to burn the skin and eyes of animals that come into contact with it. The lake's waters can reach temperatures of up to 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and its striking red color comes from salt-loving microorganisms that thrive in its harsh conditions. Birds that become trapped in the lake are calcified by the alkaline water, creating haunting, statue-like remains. Despite the dangers, the lake is also a breeding ground for lesser flamingos, who thrive in its isolated environment, adding a touch of life to an otherwise deadly landscape. 10. Oymyakon, Russia. Welcome to Oymyakon, Russia, the coldest inhabited place on Earth. In the winter, temperatures in this remote Siberian village can plummet to an astonishing 67.8 degrees Celsius or 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Life here is a constant battle against the elements, where even a simple task like going outside requires careful preparation. Despite the extreme cold, around 500 people call Oymyakon home. The ground is permanently frozen, making agriculture impossible, so the locals rely heavily on meat and fish for sustenance. Vehicles must be kept running to avoid freezing, and daylight is scarce during the winter months. It's a place where only the toughest can survive, and the cold is an ever-present adversary. 11. The Darien Gap, Panama, Colombia. The Darien Gap is a notorious stretch of dense jungle between Panama and Colombia, known as one of the most dangerous places for travelers. It's an impenetrable mix of swamps, rainforests and rivers, with no roads connecting Central and South America through this region. It's not just the challenging terrain that makes the Darien Gap dangerous. The area is home to dangerous wildlife, including venomous snakes and jaguars, and it's also a hotspot for illegal activities, with criminal groups and drug traffickers operating in the region. Despite the risks, some adventurers and migrants attempt to cross the gap, drawn by the challenge or the hope of reaching new opportunities. But the journey is fraught with peril, and many do not make it through. 12. Farallon Islands, USA. Located off the coast of San Francisco, the Farallon Islands are known as the Devil's Teeth, due to their jagged rocks and treacherous waters. But what makes these islands truly dangerous is the presence of one of the largest populations of great white sharks in the world. The waters around the Farallons are a feeding ground for these apex predators, especially during the seal breeding season. Diving here is extremely dangerous, and access to the islands is restricted to protect both the wildlife and the few researchers who work there. The rugged beauty of the Farallons is undeniable, but this is a place where nature's power is on full display, and humans are mere visitors. 13. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Aokigahara Forest, also known as the Suicide Forest, lies at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. This dense, eerie forest has a tragic reputation as a place where many people come to end their lives, leading to its haunting nickname. The forest's thick trees block out much of the sunlight, creating an almost otherworldly silence. Combined with the porous volcanic rock that disrupts compasses and GPS, it's easy to see how people could become disoriented. While Aokigahara's natural beauty is undeniable, it's a place filled with a heavy sadness, and visitors are urged to respect its tragic history. 14. Alnwick Poison Garden, England. Alnwick Poison Garden in Northumberland, England, is not your typical botanical garden. Behind its iron gates lies a collection of over 100 deadly plants, each capable of causing serious harm or even death. Visitors are guided through the garden while learning about the toxic properties of each plant, from deadly nightshade to hemlock, and even plants that can cause severe allergic reactions. The garden's motto is, "These plants can kill," and they mean it. It's a fascinating and educational place, but one that serves as a reminder of nature's lethal potential. 15. Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands. Last on our list is Bikini Atoll, a place with a deceptively beautiful appearance. Located in the Marshall Islands, Bikini Atoll was the site of 23 nuclear tests conducted by the United States between 1946 and 1958. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but the radiation levels remain dangerously high. The lagoon is popular among divers for its shipwrecks, but the risk of radiation exposure is still a concern. The residents were relocated before the tests, and while some have attempted to return, the atoll remains largely uninhabited. Bikini Atoll is a place of stunning beauty, but it's also a haunting reminder of the destructive power of nuclear weapons. And there you have it, 15 of the most dangerous places in the world. Each of these destinations offers something unique: breathtaking landscapes, a sense of adventure, or a haunting glimpse into history. But they all come with significant risks, reminding us of the power and unpredictability of nature and the consequences of human actions. Would you dare to visit any of these places? Let me know in the comments below which one intrigued you the most. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe for more incredible travel adventures. Remember, adventure is out there, but always respect the risks. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.